ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं वादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We have come verse number 121221. I chant नित्यं विभुं सर्वगतं सुसूक्ष्मं अन्तर्बहिर्शून्यमनन्यम् आत्मनः विज्ञाय सम्यक् निजरूपमेतत् पुमान् विपाप्मा विरजो विमृत्युः. I chant one more time. नित्यं विभुं सर्वगतं सुसूक्ष्मं अन्तर्बहिर्शून्यम् अनन्यम् आत्मनः विज्ञाय सम्यक् निजरूपमेतत् पुमान् विपाप्मा विरजो विमृत्युः. The translation is, which is eternal and omnipresent, all-pervading and supremely subtle, which is without exterior or interior, which the one self, by fully realizing this, one becomes free from sin, blemish, death, and grief. See the one more time translation. Which is eternal and omnipresent, all-pervading and supremely subtle, which is without exterior or interior, which is the one self. By fully realizing this, one becomes free from sin, free from blemish and mortal. The Guru is continued. The topic was going on about individual soul. The Shishya asked the Guru, when I have negated all five seats, there is nothing. Shunyam, nothingness. Then Guru said, yes, there is nothingness, but you are also there. You are presence there. So what you are, Guru is describing what you are. The same topic continue here. Now he says, it is eternal. Nityam. Nityam is eternal. Eternal means it is beyond time. It is not delimited by time. Time makes changes everywhere. Everything is in time bound. All objects are limited by time, but self is beyond time. Time is just imagination. Time is just imagination. Like day is a fact, night is a fact. because everyone has same experience. Everyone can say this the day and this the night. But about time, time is just imagination. Today is Wednesday. So this Wednesday is not written anywhere in the time. So we make a calendar. Calendar is useful for us. Calendar is useful. We are using. We have so many calendars. We don't have same calendars because imagination is different. I can imagine different way about time. You can imagine another way about time. That is why time is a imagination. Today, Sunday or Wednesday, you cannot remember. You have to see the calendar. Otherwise, it is not universal fact. Day is a universal fact. Night is a universal fact. But today, Wednesday, it is not universal fact. It is imagination. So first we make a point. This is center point. Then we start time. Today, Sunday, Monday, Feb, March, April. Before Christ, the calendar would be very different type. After Jesus Christ, the calendar has become very different. So there are so many calendars because you can make your own calendar. You can make your own imagination. So, but one thing is required. Who is imagining? That is you. Guru says it is eternal. Then Vibhu. Vibhu means it is without limit of space. We are limited in space. I am in this room. It means I am not anywhere in the world. I am in this room. I am in this room, it means I am not anywhere because I am limited by space. This soul is not limited by the space. So it is Vibhu. Another thing is Sarvagatam. Sarvagatam means what? Sarvagatam means it is a material cause for everything. Sarvagatam, Sarv means everything. It is material cause. You think deeply, then you will find the material cause for everything is the soul. Etasmat atmana akasa sambhuta. The akas is born out from the soul, then air, then fire, then water, then earth. So basically, ultimately, the cause for everything is soul. Like you have a piece of ice. The cause of ice is water. So water is everywhere. Water is everywhere in the ice. Same, the soul is everywhere, Sarvagatam, because it is a metal cause for everything. Sarvagatam. Then comes Sukshamam, extremely subtle. Let's understand subtle, gross, and extremely subtle. Like if there are more attribution, more attributes, then it is more subtle, more gross. Less attributes, less gross. See, by example, like Earth. Earth has five attributes. Earth is the Earth is the gross, extremely gross. You can say that extremely gross. Earth is the extremely gross because Earth has five attributes. It has smell, taste, color, smell, and sound. So five attributes Earth has. That is why Earth is the gross, most gross objects. Then take water. Water has only four attributes. Water does not have smell. So water has taste, sound, touch, and smell, and its color. So water has four qualities, four attributes. That is why water is subtler than earth. Then comes fire. Fire is subtler than water. So fire does not have smell and taste. So don't taste fire. Fire has only three attributes. It has color, spurse, touch, and sound. So fire is subtler than both. Then comes air. Air has only two attributes. Air does not have smell or taste or color. Fire has only two attributes, touch and sound. So air is subtler than these three. And then comes space. Space has only one attribute, it is sound. It is subtlest. And then comes consciousness. Consciousness has no attribute. No attribute. That is why Sankaracharya says it is susukshamam, extremely subtle. Extremely subtle. Very tough to know. You can know the earth by its attribute. We can know the water by its attribute. We can know the fire, its attribute. We can know the air by its attribute. Space by its attribute. But how do we know? Consciousness, because it has no attributes. That is why it is susukshma, extremely subtle. Then comes susukshamam antarvahira shunyam. There is no within and no without. No within, no without. Like in this space, there is no within, no without. In the earth, you can make point this the within and this is without. You can make point in the water, this within water, this is without water. But in this space you cannot make this is within space, this is without space. Like antar bahir shunya, there is no within, there is no without. It is everywhere. Then comes Ananyam Atmanaha. It's a very interesting word, Ananya. So think it deeply. Ananyam means it is a negative word. Na anyam. Na means not. Anyam means other. So its meaning is there is nothing apart from the Atma. Whatever it appears, it is an optical illusion. So see, it is like this. When we are looking at the sky and we, after pressing our eyes like this, if you press your eyes like this, then thus seeing two moons in the sky. You know that. There is no two moons in the sky. You know it very, very, very strongly. There is one moon on the sky. But pressing of your eyes, you can see clearly, very clearly, there is two moons. You know there is no second moon. But it appears. If you ask, in that condition which one moon is true or two, so both moons are true. Both moons are clearly, you can see there are two moons. And if you stop pressing the button, if you stop pressing the eye, you will see only one moon. There is no second moon. Second moon will disappear immediately. It was not before also. It was appearing, but it was not existing. Same way, you see two. It is somewhere pressing by illusion. Ananya means there is no other. There is no other. The word Ananya is very common for spiritual seekers. We have to understand it very clearly. In different levels, there are so many different meanings. Meaning is, if you have faith in one God, suppose you have faith with Lord Krishna. So there may be definitions that you don't see other gods. You just follow Lord Krishna. You don't care about Ram. You don't care about Hanuman. Only Lord Krishna is your Lord, your God. Other deity is not God. Only Krishna is the God. And in second level, the definition is Ananya. Suppose you are follower, you are devotee of Lord Krishna. Then you can think only Krishna is God everywhere. Every god is form of the Lord Krishna. It is not different from the Krishna. So Hanuman is the form of the Krishna. Ram is also the form of the Krishna. Durga is also form of the Krishna. Every deity, every god is form of the Krishna. Everywhere Krishna is available. It is present everywhere. This is second meaning. But here Ananya means very different. Ananya means there is no other than you. Na Anya. Here there is no other than you. You are alone. You what you are Atman. Ananya Atmanaha. Atmana, the soul, the self, is only thing. The self is only reality. The self is only Brahman, other than nothing. Ananya Atmanaha, then Vigyaya Samyak Nijarupam Etat. Now the message is given in these words. You may have heard so many times, you and God. You are here, God is in heaven. But now Sankaracharya says, this is not Sankaracharya's statement. This is scripture's statement. So he says, you have to know this is my own nature. Vigyaya Samyak Nijarupam Etat. This is my own nature. This is my own nature. Then its result is Human Vipapma Virajo Vimrityu. Its result would be the seeker immediately gets its result. Result is it becomes sinless. There is no sin. Account becomes zero. And sin does not mean only sin. No merit. It becomes without merit, without sin. So zero account. Then comes virajo. No mala. Sattva, Raj and Tam, three gunas. He becomes transcendent three gunas. Three gunas cannot touch him, and Vimrityu, he crosses the Mrityu. In Upanishads, there are written the Atmavid, the knower of the self, crosses the death. Now, next one. Vishokah Anandghano Vipasthitah Shrayam Kutaschin Vibheti Kaschit Nanyosti Pantha Bhavabandha Mukte Vinasutattva Bhagamam Mumukshuhu. I chant one more time. Vishoka Anandghano Vipaschit Shrayam Kutaschin Vibheti Kaschit Nanyosti Pantha Bhavabandha Mukte Vinasutattva Bhagamam Mumukshuhu. See the meaning. He becomes without grief and become the ocean of bliss. Being illumined, he is not afraid of anyone. For him who seeks liberation, there is no other path to break away from the bonds of transmigration than realizing truth of his own self. See the translation one more time. A wise seeker does not grieve, become the embodiment of bliss, and fears nothing from anywhere. For one who seeks liberation, there is no other path to break free from the boundaries of transmigration than realizing the truth of oneself. Guru is continuous. He says, Vishoka, the realization of the self give its immediately results. The seeker becomes Vishoka. Vishoka, Shok means misery, sorrow. In Chandogya Upanishad, there is a chapter and it called Bhuma Vidya. The dialogue between Narad and Sanat Kumar. Narad was great rishi. He was very knowledgeable. He knew everything, every scripture, and he possessed nothing. He knew all scriptures. He was authority. And he had nothing. But he was very sorrowful. And he reached to Sanat Kumar in the Himalaya. Why I am so unhappy? Why I am so miserable? Because I have no cause for misery. I should not be miserable. I am knowledgeable. I know everything. I know every scripture. I know every science. So lots of knowledge he had. And he possessed nothing. He was a wandering monk. So there was no any cause for sorrow or misery. But he was. That is why he went to Sanat Kumar and he asked, why I am so sorrowful, so miserable. I know this. And I should be in happiness state. But I am not. So what is the cause? What is the reason? Then Sanat Kumar said, Bhuma Vidya. And there, between this dialogue, there is a quote, Tarati Shokam Atmavit. The knower of the Brahman crosses the sorrow miseries. The knower of the Brahman. You know everything. You know everything. All scriptures. But you don't know yourself. Shankaracharya says, immediately, having known this reality, the wise person gets its effect immediately. He crosses the all grief miseries according to Chandogya Upanishad, Tarati Shokam Atmavis. This is a very beautiful statement which was given to Narad by Sanat Kumar. Then Ananda Ghanam. Ananda Ghanam. You are very familiar with this word in Vedanta, Ananda Ghanam. Ghanam is solid. Solid. In this state, the seeker becomes Ananda Ghanam, very solid happiness. Bodily happiness, the happiness which is coming from objects, it is very shallow. It is a hollow. In cover, there is unhappiness. Cover is very beautiful. But if you remove the cover, there is very ugly. But Anandaganaha, it is Anandagan, solid. This happiness is not coming from the objects. This happiness source is not outside. It is not bound by any object. It is inner happiness. This happiness is your source. This happiness is your nature. Your nature is always with you. This nature will not leave you. It's your nature. Like ice, nature is cold. Cold does not leave the ice anytime. Anandagana vipaschitaha. Then he said vipaschita. Vipaschita means the man, the person who has intelligence, view of very sharp. You can revise, you can reconsider. Reconsider. Vipaschita, person means see. Very clearly, very awareful. It is not just watching, very awarefully watching. Vipaschita, swam kutasya naviveti kasir. And another word is, this is a phrase, not a single word. It is a phrase. Naviveti kutasya. It means the seeker after liberation, there is no fear. It becomes fearless. So what is the root cause of the fear? We are fearful. See, our past is belong to our body. Our future is belong to our mind. You are in the present. You are in the present. You can be only present. There is no possibility to go in the future. There is no possibility to go in the past. Past belongs to the body, gross body. I am 10-year-old, I am 20-year-old, I am 50-year-old. So past belongs to the body and future belongs to mind. I think I will do this, I think I will do this. You are in present. Present is your presence. Future is imagination. And in presence, you are in your nature. If you are in presence, there is no misery. There is no fear. Fear is somewhere else. Fear is in future. When Sankaracharya says, you becomes the realized person, Swayam Kutasyan Naviveti Kasya, because the main cause of fear is other duality, the sense of otherness. The sense of otherness is the main cause of fearness. If there is a two, fear is bound to be happen. Even God is other than you. Even God is other than you, you would be in fear. There is no way to avoid all fears. That is why there are so many religions. They always teaches you fear from the God. God is like very fearful thing. Na bibeti kasyan. You cannot be fearful from yourself. There is no way. So, sense of otherness is cause for fearness. नान्यस्ति पंथा भवबंध मुक्ते बिना स्वात्म तत्व प्रगमो मुमुक्षुः. Now, very important statement is here, which is given by Shankaracharya. Nanyo pantha bhavabandha muktaye. There is no other way for liberation. These are very principally thoughts, very fundamental thoughts. You don't forget it. In one single word can make a book. Nanyosti pantha bhavabandha muktaye. So there is no other path to liberation. Only path is swatma tattva vagamam mumuksho. Now, let's understand what Shankaracharya is trying to say. He's trying to say that the cause for liberation is not knowledge of God and not knowledge of self. As very, very beginning state in spirituality, if you are very beginner, just initiated, even though you know what God is, everyone knows. God is omnipresent, God is everywhere, God is so, and God is so. God is the creator, God is sustainer, destroyer. Everyone knows. But nothing's happening. And we know that God is present only seventh heaven. So this knowledge does not make any difference in our life. You could be a religious person. You could be a good person, a moralistic person. But for liberation, this knowledge is not enough. You know yourself also. I am the consciousness. I am the consciousness. I am the individual soul. I am the Jivatma. So this knowledge also cannot enough for liberation. If you know I am the Jivatma, individual soul, so I have to do good deeds. Then I will go heaven. I will take another good body. Yes, you do good deeds. You may go heaven. Enjoy heavenly things and come back. Chine punne matte lokam visanti. You have to come back. You cannot cross the circle of the universe. Shankaracharya says, Nanyosti pantha bhavabandha muktaye vinasu tattva vagamam mumukshoho. The seeker who wants liberation. The only path is to understand your own unity with the Supreme Soul. So now next one, the same verse. Brahma भिन्नत्व विज्ञानम भव मोक्षस्य कारणम येना द्वितीयम आनंदम ब्रह्म संपद्यते तदा. ब्रह्म भिन्नत्व विज्ञानम भव मोक्षस्य कारणम येना द्वितीयम आनंदम ब्रह्म संपद्यते बुधि. The meaning is the cause for liberation from transmigration is realization of one's identity with Brahman by means of this wise men attain Brahman, the one without a second, the bliss absolute. See the meaning? The realization of one's identity with the Brahman is the cause of liberation from transmigration by means of which the wise man attains Brahman, the one without a second, the bliss absolute. See, the same thing Shankaracharya explained more. Brahma Vinnatva Vijnanam, as we studied in previous verse, we know about God and we also know about ourselves, but we know God is different, I am the different. God is everywhere, I am the limited in this body. God is omnipresent, I am limited in this body. So I am different, God is different. This knowledge can make you a religious man, a good man. But for liberation, this concept is not good. We have four types: targets, goals for human being: dharma, arth, kam, and moksha. Dharma, arth, kam, and moksha. So, first three: dharma, you can do religious work if you understand I am individual soul. This is good for religion, good for dharma. Arth, you can earn money because your consciousness. Kama, the desires you can fulfill. So these three targets, three goals can be achieved by this concept. God is supreme, I am small. God is greatest, I am very minute. But I am different, God is different. So this knowledge only will take you for a religion, not for liberation. So this misstatement very strong, made by Shankaracharya. Brahma Vinnatva Vijnanam Bhav Mokshasi Karanam. If you want liberation from everywhere. The only cause is Brahma Vinnatva Vijnanam, Brahma Abhinatva. The one's identity with the Brahman. I am and Brahman are not two. We are same. I am also. So Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. So this knowledge, this understanding, this experience, I am the Brahman will lead you a sadhak towards Bhava Mokshasya. En aditiyam anandam Brahma sampadhyati tada, which this the mean what I am and Brahman are not two. So this thought will come by seven, listening, reasoning, and meditating. Again and again and again, Guru will say, Tat Tamasi, you are that. And your realization will be, I am the Brahman. This is the cause for Aditiyam Anandam Brahma Sampadhyati Tada. This is the cause for the without second, the Brahman, seeker becomes the Brahman. Now next one. Similar things are also written there also. Brahma bhutastu sansritte vidwan na vartate punah gyatavya mata samyak brahma vinnatvam atmana. I repeat one more time. Brahma bhutastu sansritte vidwan na vartate punah gyatavyam mata samyak brahma vinnatvam atmana. The meaning is, no more does one return to the world of transmigration after having become of the nature of Brahman. One must therefore strive to realize one's identity with Brahman. See the translation one more time. Once having realized the Brahman, one no longer returns to the realm of the transmigration. Therefore, one must fully realize one's identity with the Brahman. The most important statement is Brahma Abhinnatvam. Brahma Abhinnatvam. What? Having realized Brahman, one. I and Brahman is not two. Then its result is Brahma Bhuta. Sankaracharya says Brahma Bhuta. Brahma Bhuta means one who has known Brahman as on nature. The person who knows Brahman as his own nature. Brahman is not different. So this is the Brahma Bhuta. Becomes Brahman. Brahma Bhuta means who becomes a Brahman. So becomes does not suit. There are two words, being and becoming. It does not become Brahman. It be Brahman. It was Brahman. It is Brahman. So this realization, I am the Brahman, it is a Brahma Bhuta. You can say in other words, the realized person. Realized person who know the reality is on and Brahman. Then Sanskrite Vidwan Nivartate. This is the Vidwan. When he realized I am the Brahman, then Veda says Nasa Punaravartate. The person, realized person, does not come back. Nasa Punaravartate. The transmigration, the word of the death and birth, is it continue for those who are the ignorant person. The cycle is very big. The universal cycle is very big. It will continue. Still Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka is the last very big cycle. You may go heaven. You may go Brahmaloka way. But cycle is always continuously working. Without knowing these facts, no one can cross this cycle, this circle. Vidwan nasavartate, Sankaracharya says, if you have realized this fact, then the seeker will not come back. That is why, therefore, Gyatavyam Samyak Brahma Abhinnatvam Atmana. This sentence is very important. Therefore, that is why you have to know. You have to know. You must know. What? Brahma Vinnatvam Atmana. You and Brahman are not two. This knowledge will make difference. This knowledge will make you realize the person. Now, the last one. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Visuddham Param Swata Siddham Nityanandaikarasam Pratyaga Vinnam Nirantaram Jayati. I repeat one more time. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Visuddham Param Swata Siddham Nityanandaikarasam Pratyaga Vinnam Nirantaram Jayati. The meaning is Brahman is existence, knowledge, absolute, extremely pure, transcendental, self-existence, eternal, indi- indivisible bliss, not essentially different from the individual, individual jiva, and with no differences within without, it is ever victorious. See the translation. One more time. Brahman is existence, knowledge, the absolute, pure, supreme, self-existent from the individual soul and divine interior or exterior, there is reigns triumphant. Still, we are studying the nature of the individual soul. Just take a view. The question was reached by a disciple having negated five seats, there is nothing. Then Guru says, you are there. Who are you? Then Guru is giving describing everything. This is you, this is you, this is your nature, this is your nature. And still, individual soul is being described. Now, in this verse, the absolute soul is going to describe what is Brahman. So Guru says, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Visuddham Param Swata Siddham Nityanandaikarasam Pratyag Bhinnam Nirantaram Jayati. So this is the best way to describe supreme reality. We all have faiths in gods in different ways. There are so many philosophies, so many religions. They have faith, they are gods. And then what happened? My God and your God. My God is like this, your God is like this, and fighting each other. Because the concept of the God is originated from the ego. My God and your God. What nonsense. We possess God also, like my house, my chair, your chair. My God, your God. My God is like this, your God is like this. So see the description of the God. You will not find the compare of this label any this other description. You will not find. It's the waste. It is a description is not given by Shankaracharya. It comes from the scriptures, Vedas. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. You ask yourself what supreme reality is. Very simple way. The first thing is Satyam, existence. It should be. It should be. Satyam. The first condition is it should be presence. Its presence. And Vedanta, he says the absolute truth is beyond which is truth in three periods of time. It was truth, it is truth, it will be truth. Always. And this truth is not only like a stone, inert, it is a conscious. Jnanam, knowledge, it is a conscious. And it is not limited. Anantam and Brahma. Brahma means biggest. Briyatva. It is the biggest. And Visuddha. Pure. Untouched by anything. Because there is no other So that is why it is pure, Visuddham. Param, the last one, absolute. Sa kasta sa paragati. If you compare the categorically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the water, earth, water and fire, air and space, finally you will reach the point is Param. Then comes Swata Siddham, it is a self-established. It does not need any support. It does not need any gods. It is a sufficient. Nityananda Ikarasha. It is always same, always happy, always bliss. Nitya, always same happiness, same bliss. Pratyaka bhinnam nirantaram, and this self is not different from you. This is the point. You have to take note. You know about God, you know about Jiva, but the point is, the whole conclusion is that you have to know the Brahman, the Jiva, both are not different. They are the same. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Sankaracharyam Ishavam Vadarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Puna Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.